Hey, welcome to Board with Life News for August 27th. Today we're going to talk about Star Realms, Realm of Wonder, Asmodee acquiring Days of Wonder, and games by Daniel Solis. Let's get right to it. Hey, I'm Chris. Welcome to Board with Life News. Today we're releasing the 5th edition of our podcast where the Board with Life gang is playing through the new starter set for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. We think they're pretty funny and you should definitely go check those out. If you haven't yet, go subscribe on to our iTunes channel at Board with Life Radio and make sure you're up to date on all that good stuff because we're doing that stuff weekly now, so that's a lot of fun. Now on to board game news. So the game Star Realms was a huge success on Kickstarter. It sold out immediately. The game just came back in stock in the physical iteration of the game. And they just announced that they have released the app version of the game for iOS or Android phones. Star Realms is a deck builder. It's pretty similar to Ascension where you're building a deck and then there are cards that kind of rotate through as you purchase them, where you can buy them in the middle and you're directly attacking your opponent. So it's a really good game. The app is very, very well designed and it's free, so you should definitely go download that, because why not? Announcement of a new game called Realm of Wonder. It's for 2 to 6 players and it's kind of an area control game. It looks very, very simple. I think it's kind of on the edge of a kid's game versus an adult game. It says the recommended age is 10, I think. So it's really cute, has really good artwork. The board has different sections that can rotate and you're trying to get into the middle of the board and then out of the middle of the board. It has super, super cute miniatures. I think this is going to be a big hit with some of the younger crowd or parents that have kids that they like to game with. Apparently it has slightly tweaked rule sets for younger players or older players, so hopefully it has a little bit more strategy for older players, but really cool looking game, so definitely keep an eye out for that one. The big watershed news of this week, and some of the biggest news in board gaming of the year, is company Asmodee acquired Days of Wonder. It's actually listed as a merger, but it sounds more like an acquisition where Days of Wonder will be operating under Asmodee. These are both huge, huge, huge companies in the industry. Days of Wonder said that they're going to keep their current model where they release one big game a year that has a lot of potential. They did this with like Ticket to Ride and Small World Memoir 44. They just released Bjorn Cathala's 5 Tribes. So hopefully this is going to just get bigger access to games. It's going to, you know, kind of make the hobby more visible. I think it's kind of an all-around good thing. Asmodee has been doing an incredible job in the past couple of years and really picking up steam, certainly over here in the States, and they have a kind of totally different model in Europe where they release Magic the Gathering in some European countries and stuff like that. So they're definitely kind of becoming one of these companies to watch and a really big company. So that's all exciting for the board game world, so yay! So today, instead of Kickstarter Corner, I'm going to talk about a slightly different idea that Daniel Solis has had. Daniel Solis is a game designer. He's worked in the role-playing game world, and now he's working on card games and stuff. He has an incredibly good design blog that you should definitely check out that has kind of all of his design ideas that he just freely shares, and you can kind of see how he builds his games. And he had the idea at the beginning of this year to do kind of a print-on-demand experiment through drive-through cards. So these are print-on-demand card games that they aren't printed until you buy them so that they can run in small quantities. And he is releasing a new game every single month, and he's done this, you know, for the whole year so far. His biggest hit has been Koi Pond, but he has a lot of other interesting games that range from kind of like silly dexterity games to kind of more complex strategy games with cards. He does really great work. His blog is fantastic. You should definitely read it. And I definitely think it's an interesting idea and something that is, I think, going to be a bigger thing, the print-on-demand services, kind of as the technology grows and stuff like that. So very interesting stuff. Definitely go check his stuff out. All right, that's the news for this week. Thanks for tuning in. I want to give a very special shout out and a happy birthday to Ben Harkins, the designer of Legacy Gears of Time, a very underrated game. Happy birthday to you. As far as Board with Life, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, now we're on iTunes. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, like us, follow us, all that good stuff. And make sure you go subscribe to that iTunes channel because we're uploading stuff constantly to that, and that's kind of a whole new area of content that we're exploring. So we're pretty proud of it, and it's pretty funny, I guess. Funny, you know how people are funny sometimes. Anyways, this week's question comes from @MartinLeaser via Twitter, and they ask, what was an unexpected board game at Gen Con that blew you away? Unfortunately, I didn't get to play that many games at Gen Con this year because I was so busy running around, and therefore I didn't get to play any unexpected board games. I was only playing board games that I already knew about and was already excited about. But Sheriff of Nottingham was really, really good. That game's so much fun. It's the exact kind of game that our group really likes, with bluffing and a lot of player interaction and stuff like that. So we have had an absolute blast playing it at Gen Con. We picked it up, and we've had an absolute blast playing it at home. We introduced it to some new people, and it's one of those games that has a lot of laughs and a lot of moments where you kind of go like, ah, because somebody sneaks, you know, goods through or tricks you into opening their bag or all that kind of stuff. So we really, really like that game, and think it's just really good design, really simple but funny and fun game. So I'm going to say Sheriff of Nottingham. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you next time.